Cardi B said that well, there's a bunch of shit that going on with Cardi B. There's alleged Ice Spice beef, but she turned that shit down. She's like, nah, I wasn't. Y'all are tripping. Now, she said we're reaching. But is it really a reach if we've been calling her like the hood Annie, the Bronx Annie because of her hair, and you had like some type of like Annie shit in the background? I think it was Annie burning or some shit. Like, come on. Clearly, and Ice Spice did a track with Nicki Minaj. You know, she's fucking with Nicki Minaj. So like, clearly, there's something. I don't think there's something there, but like that was a little jab, yo. Yeah, that was a little jab to be like, hey, yo, chill. I see you moving out here, but you gotta chill. And one thing is, a lot of us like to be like, yo, why can't the women just stick together? Yo, hip hop is a competitive fucking sport. No matter what, people are gonna throw shots. Everything like that's gonna happen. There's gonna be kumbaya moments where niggas gonna do, but only if niggas fuck with each other, they're gonna do features. It's still on that, yo, I don't fuck with you type shit. Yes, there's more camaraderie now in hip hop, but there's still that little. It's still competition, bro. When you're on the track with it, when most of these rappers that they say in interviews, when I'm on the track with the next man, pause. I'm trying to kill shit. I'm trying to murk it. I'm trying to kill everybody on the track. I want to leave no bar undone. I want to make the guy that made the track go back and rewrite that shit. That's what I want. So I completely understand that. So I think it was a little jab. It was a little subtle jab. You know what I mean? So, but she can deny it all she wants because you don't want to open that can of worms. Then Nicki's gonna get involved. Then it's gonna be a whole bunch of beef. Then you got Ice Spice and Nicki, and then you got. We don't want that. Plus, Cardi B, you murked what, that one verse she had with Lotto. I heard that. See that? Yo, Cardi B, you need to do a track with Scarlett. I think you have something to talk with Scarlett. If you do a track with Scarlett, boom. You know what I'm saying? This is New York. Fuck, I look like telling a nigga good morning. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're in New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, Hugo, wake up on some bullshit. Anyways, so Cardi B's like, I wish I was back to my everyday life. Being rich is boring. Here's one thing that I'm gonna tell these celebrities that have made it, that have come from the bottom up, everything. I'm gonna tell y'all this. One thing is that what's that shit called? When people are broke, right? Hold on. When people are broke, there's one thing that us broke individuals that we really that are at the bottom, and this is as a nigga from the bottom. I'm just gonna tell you something. The way that we look at y'all, right, is inspiration, right? But when y'all get up there and start saying that it's boring and you wish y'all had this, we would trade anything to be where you are. So when you say shit like that, it's a little bit offensive, because there's a lot, especially these times right now, there's a lot of people struggling. There's a lot of people that would wish to have that problem of being, oh, it's too boring. I'd rather it be too boring than having to fucking constantly struggle or to live paycheck to paycheck or to wonder where you're gonna get your bread or to have dreams and aspirations and to be like, how am I gonna achieve this shit? You know what I mean? I understand that. That's one. Two, just number two.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
Like for real. We don't care.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
We don't care if you feel like, oh, it's so boring. I'm like, you're in a castle, you're chilling, your family's chilling, whatever the case may be. Everyone has their family problems, whatever the case may be. But we don't need to know that your life is boring right now, because some of us are trying to get to where you're at. And if that is the one thing that's like, oh my God, I wish I would go back, is the fact that it's boring. We want that. What are you talking about? And that's a slap in the face of the people that are broke. I'm tired of these rich people just being like, money isn't everything, da 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 da. But then when they get disrespected or they feel disrespected or they have to show their worth, the first thing they're talking about is their money. Oh, I got money, da da da. I'm rich, da da da. Like no one can touch me, da da da. The moment they feel disrespected, but when they're on the up and up, oh, it's boring up here. Shut up. Don't even tell people that. If you feel that way, I don't know why. Yo, some of these motherfuckers need friends or something. Tell your friends that. Yo, you know what? Sometimes I wish life was normal again because it's just boring. We don't need to know that shit because now you're in for ridicule and all that type of shit. Me, I don't feel bad. I don't like. Come on. It's boring, and then you have Lil Duval going, oh, you don't know how it is to be a comedian when we go through something tragic, and we still have to go up there and tell people jokes. Nigga, take a break. Take a break and then come back and tell. And you're like what are you talking about? So imagine the nigga that works at McDonald's, that's a janitor that has to go to work. Something tragic happens, they just get like maybe a few days off and they have to come back to work with all that shit in their head. And they still have to work and function. They ain't got no therapist, they ain't got no nothing. They have to work and function. That's everybody. A lot of these fucking celebrities think it's just them that are going through shit. Like when I hear like Nori going, being a rapper is the most dangerous job. Buddy, we understand what you're saying, but don't say it's the most dangerous job in the world. You're literally pissing on everybody else that have jobs where they risk their lives on a daily fucking basis. There's no and ifs or I don't know around the corner I have to move a certain. No, there's my life is at risk all the time, every time. I have to pay attention to everything. So it's like when celebrities start talking and they're chilling with their chains on, millions of dollars, everything, their mansions, they're chilling in their mansions in the comfort of whatever, and they're saying maybe for the time being, yeah, you're bored, but there's no way you can say that your life is boring. Life is boring than when it was normal. And then now you have people trolling you saying, oh, so yeah, putting shit in men's drinks and robbing them and all that. Oh, so that's what you want to get back to? Like, you open the door for that. You open the door for people not having sympathy for you. Just like, you know, when it's like, yo, we all go through shit. We've seen a lot of comedians go through some traumatic shit. You know what they do? They take a break, they come back, and they fire some jokes at us. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's hard, but all of us go through some traumatic shit and have to fucking go to work after. It's just some of us don't love what the fuck we do. If you love what you do, it's easier to get back into work. When you don't, oh my God, bro. You think, yo, imagine being a line cook and you just went through some shit and you have to go into work the next day. Let's say it's not even like no one died or anything, but you went through some shit the night before. Everybody, all my real line cooks know what I'm talking about. You go through some shit like the night before, some shit went down, whatever the case may be. You are at work, anxious, paranoid, whatever the case may be, right? And you're pissed off too. All the emotions you can feel. And someone brings a burger back, brings a dish back, whatever the case may be, and goes, yo, and it was the customer's fault. Oh, the customer didn't like it, or da 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 da. And someone just said something stupid like, oh, the customer didn't want ketchup in their burger, and there's ketchup in the sauce, and I told them that, and they sent it back. And then just something so stupid, or they have a gluten allergy and they didn't know that our buns have gluten. Some dumb shit. And then that's gonna make you're gonna want to rage, flip out, take your anger out on the person in front of you when it's not their fault. It's the customer's fault. And you can't yell at the customer. You just make them another burger. Anybody would just make them another burger. Fuck it. Yo, I'll make them another. That's stupid, but I'm gonna make them another burger, right? But since you went through some shit, you might flip out. You have to have restraint to not flip out. That's just a small example, but you get what I'm saying. No matter what job you have, imagine being a janitor, dealt with some shit, and no pun intended. Richard, can you come clean this shit up in the washroom? And you go in the washroom, there's shit on the ceiling and on the windows, in the walls, in crevices that it's hard to get. Like, how did the shit even get in there? That type of shit. No pun intended. You know what I mean? So, and then they have to clean it up. That is what I'm talking about. So to make your job seem like, oh, my job is so hard, but then you're out here with millions of dollars chilling, no one's gonna have sympathy for you, is what I'm saying. This is from people that are in your circle. Talk to people in your circle. Yo, don't you wish like, yo, you were just 1 week you could just be normal and then come back to this shit? Because there's no way you want to come back to this regular shit, this ghetto ass shit there's no way you want to come back to this. It's ghetto. You hear that? Like there's sirens and shit. It's ghetto outside. It's ghetto here. You know what I mean? The sirens played at the right time. It is ghetto out here. You don't want to come back to this. You may enjoy it for a week, right? No one knows you. But then after a while, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go back to this. And if you really want to do that, you really want to go back to normal life, go to a country where no one gives a fuck about who you are. Go to those type of countries, those type of areas. Learn, holler at your rich friends. They know those spots. Go to those spots and no one bats an eye on you. No one gives a fuck that you're famous, rich. No one cares. As long as you're a decent human being. Go to those spots. Or even better, Cardi B, drop an album if you're bored. You dropped one album your whole career. Drop another album if you're bored. I'm saying if you're bored. Niggas were like, yo, when's she gonna drop an album? Yo, look at my schedule. I'm working. Da da da. And then now you're saying you're bored. Can't have it both ways is what I'm saying, man. Especially if you're out here successful, rich, so many accolades, and then you're out here complaining. It's like no one wants to hear that. I'ma let Stephen A say it one more time. One more time.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
Because also Lil Duval's the first person to be like, oh, look what you broke ass niggas, you po asses, da da da. He's the first nigga to talk like that. So you think we give a fuck about what you're going through when you have to come and tell us these jokes? We paid for the tickets, nigga. You booked the show. Tell us these fucking jokes. We don't give a fuck what you went through. It's your job, right? Like, yeah, that's how we feel about that shit. The fuck? The nigga making your food that just went through some shit. You're not gonna really give a fuck if he made your food like garbage. You're not going to give a fuck if he gave you out shitty food that day. He's going to have to dish out the food the same way that he's been dishing it out, whether he's been going through some shit or not. So I don't want to hear that shit. My job's so hard. I'm bored. Get out of here. Maybe when I get there, I'm going to see Wagwan, inshallah, but like I'm not going to be out here saying this to people. And maybe I could articulate it in a way where people could actually understand and not be like, yo, get out of here. You know what I mean? Anyways.